share, and subscribe. Today on the menu we got Big Jook, and allegedly he was shot 10 times. Um, my whole thoughts on this is that if somebody shoots you more than once, they meant to take you out or send you up, and obviously they must have was pretty angry. And I heard a blogger today said that some street guys had approached him and some words was exchanged, and then Big Jook went outside to his truck. I was walking to his truck, and that's when the faithful gunfire exchange. And it was a lot of gunfire from what I heard, because I also heard that they had shell casings all over the place. So even though he got shot 10 times, it may have been 100 rounds that probably was fired in the vicinity around the whole funeral. I mean, around the whole place where they had the repast at. And we do the same thing in New Orleans with repasses. We go to a restaurant or whatever and have dinner, or and sit around and talk about the person who has passed away, who is no longer here with us. And it's usually like down here we have a DJ, and we usually rent out a hall, a place where you throw parties at, and sometimes they have catered food, and sometimes a bunch of the people is not really wealthy folks. It's just somebody aunt might cook a roast, somebody aunt might cook fried chicken, somebody might bring salad, somebody might bring pies, somebody might bring cake. You know what I'm saying? That's how the repasses are down here. So, and from what the information I'm gathering, they do the same thing in Memphis, because that's where he was at, a place eating dinner. And this the thing took place, I believe, after the funeral, at a little restaurant or whatever. So I mean, but my whole thing is, if somebody shoots you 10 times, that means they wanted to kill you, man. Like one shot, and then it's all in the chest area. So yes, they want you to expire, no longer be here. So I just was wondering what was exchanged between him and the three gentlemen. From what I'm hearing from another YouTuber, I can't think of the guy's name. Um, but shout out to him. He the one who was talking about the story earlier, and I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder if it was maybe like, you know, maybe maybe the guys told him, "Yo, man, blah blah blah," and he probably said whatever, and the guys said, "Okay, okay." And but my whole thing is, somebody got to be extremely upset with you to shoot you that many times, and not just. I mean, you got hit 10 times, but I believe it was probably over 100 shell cases, because from what I saw from the scene, looking at all the videos and the pictures, it looked like it was all around the whole place. Like it looked like, and it didn't look like it was just no one security. It looked like it had more guys, maybe some people that was there that knew Big Jook or whatever. Looked like a few of them returned fire too. But I think the bodyguard guy, he still lived. So kudos to that guy from surviving. Sometimes when people just want the target, they just want the target, bro. They ain't really worrying about nobody. Well, they do worry about other people because they worry about witnesses. But, you know, in that case, those guys knew who they wanted, and they came there just for that purpose. And I don't think it was nothing Big Jook could have said to change their mind. I don't think it was no amount of money he could have gave them or anything. I just think that on that day, they wanted blood. And when when people want blood, they want blood, bro. You can't buy it. You can't buy yourself out of it. It's not for sale. It's no return to sender. So, my whole thing is that whole thing in Memphis was messy. And, sometimes peace is the greatest thing that passes understanding. I seen a video of him looking at a mirror of Dolph, and he was mocking the thing, you know what I'm saying? And even right after Dolph passed, he did the video telling them, he gonna help them out with their chains and they rent and their cars because y'all messed up out here. And it's like, a lot of people love Dolph, you know, and I just think that when in situations like that, it's just best to just let let dead dogs lie and not kick up dust and ruffle feathers. Because when you taunt the dead and you make fun of the dead, there's some people that's among us and the living that love that dead person, and they have memories with them. They have, like I said, some people grew up with them. They have wives and kids that love them. So, at the end of the day, when people see stuff like that, it's just human nature that they get angry and they want something done about it. And also too, allegedly you're putting up money on people's heads, and to me, what goes around comes around, man. It's life, man. And like I said, the same thing you sow on earth gonna be so unto you in heaven. So my whole thing is that you gotta walk careful, you gotta be careful, and you gotta just do some, just shy away from that type of stuff. Because the war in Memphis showed us what's the outcome of it. Anybody who got eyes enough to see this stuff right now, no, just stay away from it, man. Like I say, I did a story on King Bond partner Louis, and King Bond died, and the other young man died, and Louis lived. But the surgeries he went through happened to get his skull put back together, and how his face looked deformed. You know what I'm saying? Like, bullets hurt and they kill and they make you deform and they take off limbs, and some of them, the hollow tips will blow a organ clean out your body. So my thing is that I know when Jesus said in the song long time ago, man, who want to play with guns? A lot of holes, a lot of blood, man. That stuff ain't fun. Man, he was telling nothing but the truth, bro. And that was in 2025. I mean, 2005 when he made the Thug Motivation 101. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from New Orleans and we have a lot of projects down here, public assistant houses. And a lot of that stuff go on in them places. They revamped them and all that, but I seen a guy one time, man. He got shot up, bro, and the bullets literally had him stuck to the building. Like, they had to pry him off the building, and he's living, granted, but he can't really walk anymore, and he can't really say any words or anything. And I'm like, no matter what you're beefing over, look at yourself. You think that's worth it? That's not worth it to me. That's a horrible way to live. Like, and that's why I always say policemen and people in the military are very brave. You understand? Somebody who will run in front of a bullet and take that bullet, a chance for them to leave their family, leave their kids. This is why I have the utmost respect for them. Now, my thing is, yes, it's bad apples everywhere. Any job you go to is some that just don't play by the rules. They ain't humanitarian. They ain't thinking about what's fair and what's just. And the pandemic exposed a lot of that. But you know, the city of Memphis, the city of New Orleans, the city of Chicago, some parts of California, Atlanta, Detroit. This stuff go on all over, and nobody's gonna save us but us. So how we save each other is by loving each other, talking the good talk, resolving conflicts. It's in your mind. If you take the extra 10 minutes to think about that decision before you do it, then no bullets don't gotta fly. You could be saved and not go to jail or possibly die. And the same fate could be the other guy's fate. And then, a couple of years later, man, you guys could sit back and drink your cold one and be like, man, we almost made the dumbest mistake of our life. I got cousins that's doing life. One got 60 to life, and that's how I know. the feds don't want a dead man when it comes to murder because in his case, in his case, his co-defendants, they all was trying to put it on his brother. And the FBI said, no, we want a living man for this. We don't want no dead man for this murder, for all these murders. And he took the charge. And I have another cousin. He got 3 life sentences, you know, a part of the gang, RICO Act. You know what I'm saying? Like, and another cousin who was in the gang in Atlanta got a life sentence from killing somebody, drug deal gone bad. So look at the ramifications of what come out of that, bro. Nothing good, man. Get you a job, put on a uniform, apply yourself, and go work hard. And hopefully these people see some greatness in you, to where they can move you up and you could provide a decent living for your family, and you could be a great and positive role model for your kids. Cause this gang stuff isn't for real. Look at it. Look at all the gang wars in Florida and Memphis and Detroit. There's losers on every side. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Thugger Thugger and Lucci. You see what I'm saying? And YMW Melly. You know is this stuff is like some type of virus, and we have to eradicate it. We have to do this. If you look around here, nobody's saying, they ain't saying gun prevention. They ain't saying none of that. They saying give them more guns. Let's let them carry concealed weapons, and let's give them all kind of bullets that could do rip flesh apart and blow cars up, and let's give them weapons that could destroy stuff, and it's really destroying lives, families, daddies, husbands, sisters, children. That's what it's destroying, whole communities. And like I said, all these people that's dying, if they have the proper education, who know what they could have been? Scientists. Somebody could have developed a cure for AIDS, or cancer, or lupus, or sugar diabetes, type 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? Alzheimer's. This is why back in slavery time, they had so many inventions, bro, because they was there, they had time, they wasn't worrying about who don't like who. They just was, the creative side came out of them. And some environments, we got to pull our children out and put them in different environments. That's what happened to me. But I also knew, because I'm a Pisces, I'm intuitive. I had people saying, come on, come hang with us, come join us. No, man, I used to tuck my shirt in and go to work, man. I'm going to work. I'm going to earn me an honest dollar, and I don't want no parts of that type of stuff. And, you know, 40 something years later, I'm still living, and a lot of them is DOA, in prison. So I guess I made a very beautiful choice. And I want all you young people out there to make a beautiful choice, man. There's nothing wrong with working hard for 10 years, 20 years, and stack up your paper, man. Buy yourself a house, buy yourself some land, have some savings for your kids. You want to know how easy it really is? It's not really hard, man. Just get you a job. If you live with your parents, if you, 17, 18, or whatever, mom and dad ain't gonna mind you staying there for a little while. And whatever you bring in, you save half and you give them something for their little bills to help them out. And you put the rest in the bank account, put it in the savings account. And if the company don't give you 401k, find a company. It's called Empower. You know, talk to a consultant. Say, hey, I would like to buy my own 401k, because it all work off the stock market. So whatever you put in it, the stock market go up 7%, go or down 7%. It do it year in and year out, but it never go to zero. So, and over 10 or 20 or 30 years, if you the saving type of person, then you could do it. And a lot of people be saying, how you're gonna be here for 30 years, 40 years, or whatever. Man, long as you pray to the Most High, live decent, stay from certain crowds, stay out of certain areas, and stay out of people business, you're gonna be fine. You know what I'm saying? But you can't go nowhere where you know this person have a op, that person have a op, and expect bullets not to fly. Cause if he hate him and he hate him and nobody ain't rational and nobody ain't thinking, guess what? Bullets are gonna fly, man, and people gonna die. When there's no level heads, no cooler people in the room, and especially if you mix drugs and alcohol with it, man, the chances is highly likely for something to go wrong. You know, my thing is that you know with Big Jook and that happening, and Young Dolph, and I believe if Young Dolph wouldn't have never passed away on the 17th of October 2021, everybody who died since then would have still been alive. And allegedly, y'all, that's my hypothesis behind it. If Young Dolph would have still been, and somebody was like, shoot all that, man. I gotta get back, and I gotta get back ASAP. And it seemed like everybody who had something to do with it, man, allegedly. Anybody name who got brought up, anybody who got brought up with anything to do with any money, anybody who had anything to do with anything, that's what it seemed like. And my whole thing is that this is why you got to be careful and keep your name clear out of stuff. Cause you know when people get on trial for these type of things, they'll say anything. They'll say, "Oh, so and so paid me." Like I remember I was watching the case with what's that rapper that was in Florida who got robbed in his car. He had 200,000, and the guy brought up some famous person name, and it's like some people will do anything to get out of trouble. My thing is that we as people who just sit at us like public citizens, we don't really know how these things took place because we none of us was in Memphis, but the stories is out there, and everything is alleged. And like I said, these guys are innocent to proven guilty. But my thing is that, man, keep your name clean, man. And don't mark the dead. Like back when I was younger in the '90s and stuff like that, we didn't tease the dead people. When somebody died, we just said rest in peace to them. And I mean, in some cases, the killers went to the funeral. You know what I'm saying? It's making it's to me it's adding insult to injury. That person already died, so you're gonna taunt his family, taunt his friends, ha ha ha, laugh. All that gonna do is make them angry and won't get you back. That's all that gonna do, man. My whole thing is that you just got to be mindful. You got to be careful, and we all should look at this situation and learn from it. Like, bro, kill it before it even get this far. Because like I said, even if you look at it from Young Dolph standpoint of view, it's a talented individual who no longer on the planet no more. We can never hear his music no more. We can never rock up off his stuff. Some of them guys' music is so powerful, bro. They might have somebody who mentally depressed, and they hear that song, and that song bring them out of depression. And like I said, the same thing with Jook. Who gonna go get the talent from CNG from now on? Who gonna go get the talent for CMG now? You know what I'm saying? Is your guy in them in trouble? Because Big Jook was the talent person who go get the rappers and find them and discover them and bring them to his baby brother and say, bro, look, I think this hot, you want to sign them, and they make the deal happen. So who's gonna be the person to do that now? And like I said, who's gonna be the person to find PRE talent since Dolph not here? We know Dolph used to go around with the chains and the money, and here you go, man. Here's a Lamborghini truck or something. We used to see him doing that. You know what I'm saying? Who's doing that now? Daddy-O? Key Glock? You know? So my whole thing is that this is a big loss for the music industry. And like I said, when them two big Boss is feud, nobody wins. Look at it, it's a loss. On both sides, it's a loss. It's a loss, you know? And Paper Route is surviving, but like I said, Paper Route as a company was Dolph's idea. Nobody could do your idea like you could do your idea and make it flourish. And just like Jook was blessed with the talent. Jook was blessed with the ear to hear the talent. You think somebody else could step in there and do that? No, you have a. I remember watching um Barry Gordy and Motown. They would literally sit in a room and hear a song and say, "That's a hit." You know how special your ears gotta be to hear a sound and say, "The whole world is gonna love this." No, Jook was created to do that. He was born to find talent, just like Dolph was born to be the leader at PRE. He was born into the world for that one thing. Just like we all are born to do something. Uh if you a fried cook and all them guests coming in that place eating that fried food and they loving it, that's the thing you born to do. And everybody ain't good leaders. Everybody don't have the capacity to be a good leader or have leadership skills. This what made Dolph so special, and this what made Big Jook so special. You understand? The thing is that they could not put the conflict to the side and come together. PRE, CMG could have been major. Like I wish No Limit and Cash Money could have worked together in their heydays. But they were so smart enough to know I don't like you, you don't like me. We all gonna get this money, but we just gonna stay clean away from each other, and we ain't gonna mention each other in songs or nothing like that. Cause when you mention people in songs, you got your crew. They saying, "Oh man, he said this about you." Cause I remember Dolph in a lot of his interviews, he was saying his little partners was telling him that allegedly Yo Gotti was dissing him in songs, sneak dissing him, and all that stuff. There, so you have your entourage who listen to these people music. It's the same old thing that happened with Biggie and Pac. When Lil Caesar say, "Man, check out the song." It's always your entourage that hear stuff like that. Cause most of them guys, when they off, man, they ain't trying to listen to no music, man. They trying to relax. If I'm a rapper for a living, I don't want to hear no rap. I'm trying to relax and hear something else and do something else. And if I'm rapping for a living, rapping, spitting lyrics on the mic. When I ain't got no shows and I ain't making no album, bro, I don't want to even hear no music. It's just like me when I come from my job. I don't want to be in control of nothing. I want to relax. I want somebody else to be in control. Granted, you got to manage stuff in your life, but I want to do something else when I'm not in my career. Because you do that, you spend 90% of the time doing your career or your job or whatever. The rappers too, they got to make new raps. They got to go travel and get inspiration and to come up with new vibrant songs that the world gonna love. And talent scouts too. That being Big Jill, they won't find talent when he was off. He wanted to enjoy himself, smoke a fat Cuban, and drink a bottle of Ace of Spade, whatever that expensive champagne those guys drink. So my thing is that the war was senseless, and we lost two great individuals, and I don't know how Memphis gonna be overcome, man. I mean, my thing is that it gonna take to be honest with you, man. It might take Yo Gotti and Daddy O, bro. Yo Gotti and Daddy O might have to get together and talk, and I don't know if they're gonna really do nothing for Yo Gotti because the only way is if he ain't really implicated in any of it, or But some people just too street, bro, to even try to work that thing out, man. I mean, I still got a little hope for him, bro. But I mean, bro, this killing and all of this violence is just it's out of control and it's just going way too far, man. And the only people that it hurt is these people, family members, and us who fans of the music. You know what I'm saying? I was a fan of Paper Route and a fan of CMG, you know, and I swayed more to the Paper Route side just because I was a huge Dolph fan. I just thought he was a fly ass person, and he just had some swag about him that I really liked, and he just seemed like a genuine and very kind guy to his people and the ones that he loved. And as we saw his life on the TV, we saw he wasn't just generous with his family; he was generous with strangers too. So my whole thing is that it's a very sad day, and I ain't lying, bro. Just to live in this time and to witness a young Dolph, and to witness that all that talent that Big Jook found. Our kids and grandkids ain't gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? I got to witness it twice with Tupac and Biggie, and then now, and in 2021 and in 2024, I got to witness it again. But it's like the good book say. Everything on the earth is vanity. It always happen over and over again. And if we don't learn how to defeat this culture of murder and violence, it's just gonna keep repeating itself. And my thing is the only way to break this cycle is love, and it's a taught behavior. It's a learned behavior. Just like this stuff is learned. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe in my heart of all hearts. Ever since they didn't took the Bible out of school, and ever since the churches then went government, and nobody goes around and say, "Hey, little child, you want to go to church," and stuff like that. And it's like, man, it's just it's the society we living in, man, and it's a very very dark and grim place. And it's like, what I wonder a lot of times what Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, what all of these Marcus Garvey, what all of these leaders saying in heaven when they looking down on earth and seeing what's happening now. I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably flabbergasted to see black people killing each other like this here. From the 60s to now, bro, when you went from in the 70s and in the 80s loving each other to not killing each other. And it's like, it's not, it was by design though. We also know that part too with crack cocaine, and a lot of the black fathers leaving the home and leaving the black woman alone. And, she's pretty upset with us too. And the black kids are upset with us too because we abandoned them. You know what I'm saying? All of us as a whole, and it's like, if the child not getting the nurturing from the mama or the dad, guess what? They walking out the house pretty mad. And when you walk out your house pretty mad, bro, you liable to do anything to anyone. So my whole thing is that we need to get back and start making families again and having families. And if if this if this young brother over here can't get a job or make it, we help him get a job, and we help him and show him how to stay on the job, and show him how, no matter what your boss saying to you, man, it's just words. Just do the job, get it over with, man. And when the little boy's saying that, he's saying to himself, "This is what I need to do for a living." And if the little girl see her mama cooking meals, doing laundry, going to work, coming home, taking care of family, then that's what she gonna know how to do. We have to get back to them old values that we have. See, a lot of people made fun of that old black woman who was doing laundry and cooking and monitoring her children and that stuff. No, man, we wanted to get out of that. We want everybody want to be independent. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. Man, you guys on your own. I need all that. I need somebody to watch my offspring while I'm out achieving the world. Uh, shit, while we both out achieving the world. I mean, we ain't had to keep all of the stuff, but we should have kept some of it, and that way these little boys don't be out in the streets while their mama at work. because it's always a parent there. Even the stepdaddy go on there and take your place and raise them boys like they yearns, and bring back some chastising and all that stuff, man. Them kids need some discipline and structure, but they need morals and they need church. Something that could teach them a moral compass that teach you wrong from right. You know what I'm saying? I know not to go in my neighbor's yard. I know not to sleep with my neighbor's wife. I know all of these things is wrong because the Bible taught me that. And then my papa taught me how to just love my mama and just be faithful to her. I've seen him do it. The same thing with the girl. She ain't gonna want all these different partners if she's seeing her mama just with her daddy. She raised differently. It's different. It's two types of women out here these days, and it's two type of men out here these days. And my whole thing is, in a society, we have to strive to be the best human beings possible. No, you're not gonna be perfect, and you're gonna stumble, and you're gonna make mistakes, but you gotta try. And we ain't trying at all no more. We didn't gave up. We saying, oh, just let it be whatever it is, it's gonna fix itself. Newsflash, this stuff ain't fixing itself, bro. It ain't. And you could get mad at Pookie and Ray Ray all you want, but the reason why Pookie and Ray Ray out here living is because we let them survive. When we saw him when he was 2 and 3, and he was busting in somebody's window or getting in his car, we ain't stop. We say it ain't our business. Or when you saw the little girl in the neighborhood, hot as a firecracker, 12 and 13, we ain't say nothing. Little girl, go home to your mama. What you doing out here? And now the little kids, they'll talk to you all crazy, talk to you reckless. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't respect no person, creed, color, or anything. And it's like when you got them butt whoopings inside, you had respect. It made you have respect. And it made you watch your tongue. Because that old person right there could give you a butt whooping. Miss Lewis down the road could give you a butt whooping. Mr. Joe could give you a butt whooping. You couldn't be disrespectful. But nowadays, you tell a child something, and the whole family won't fight you, man. Beat you up, hurt you, harm you. Because they're emotional. Like you done something to the child, but really you're just trying to tell them right from wrong. And that's the thing. Everybody was able to tell you right from wrong back in the days. And now because nobody wants to say anything because nobody don't want that drama. Is your grandmothers is in their 40s, is in their 40s and 30s now. Ain't no more Big Mama no more. She extinct. You know what I'm saying? Died out in the 80s and in the 90s. Now you got grandmas in their 30s. She can't even think all the way. Mine don't really kick on till you in your 40s. With a little common sense there, building your credit and buying a house and knowing how to stack your paper, you know. And even with that, man, Jook was in his 40s. Dolph would have been 37. So it's like I said, bro. It's you could take the person out the street, bro, but you can't take the street out of them, bro. And when it's like that, bro, if nobody could beat a reasonable person, bro, we all are just doomed. And I'm just being honest with you guys, man. We have to learn how to practice conflict resolution and use that part of our brain to take a breather and relax for a second or two or three or four. Sometimes pull yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? And also, like in Dolph's case, a lot of his partners was coming to him saying, man, hear this, man, listen to this, man, listen to that. Instead about not bringing that stuff to him. You know what I'm saying? Not bringing that sneak this and that they hand on songs to him. Just act like you don't hear it, man. Don't give it to your partner. You know what I'm saying? This is like King buying them partners. Why would y'all let him go out there and fight, bro? Why? He's a multi-millionaire, platinum selling artist who feeding all y'all. Man, I would have threw his ass back in the truck, man. I would have fought the man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the lifeline. That's the money. Once he gone, you gone. Know what I'm saying? And you saw what happened. Soon as King Von died, everybody went to coming out with these stories. Oh, yeah, he did this, he murdered this, he smoked this, he done all that kind of stuff, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But we don't really know what he done. My whole thing is I had a partner named was Fat Boy, and he was from my neighborhood. Man, they was saying this boy was doing all kind of stuff and all these bodies and all this stuff here, and come to find out when the man died, he ain't done none of that. They just gave the man the low down dirty rap, and he lost his life over that too. But people were saying, spreading rumors saying it was him. And when he died, a whole nother person done it. I just seen a thing on Instagram with the boy just gave a whole confession saying that his friend was in jail for murder allegedly, and he was the one who did it all. And I mean, it happens like that where the wrong person can get the rep for this stuff, and people be thinking them people, all this they gunslinging and Wild Wild West and Jesse James and all this stuff here, and them people ain't really done all of that stuff like you think. None of us was there. We never saw. We only could go off he said, I said. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whether he said out his mouth or not, was we there? We was not there. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't there when he pulled the trigger, allegedly. We wasn't there, so we don't know. Only the people who know is the first hand people. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate with Big Jook and um Young Dolph, and I really wish it wouldn't have came to this, but it did, people, and hopefully we learn from it, but we probably not, because we be on there cheering the stuff on, to be honest with you. We be on the internet writing in the comments, and the whole thing about it is the same. Some of us is Yo Gotti fans, just like some of us is Young Dolph fans. We all day fans, bro. I like Usher, I like Chris Brown, I like all their music. So we gotta stop pushing it up too, man. Everybody gotta get hold accountable for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this, like I said, it's we ain't did the act, but some of us was on there making the comments and saying you gonna let them say that Vulture man and make a song and all this stuff here. And we have to be accountable too as fans. We have to be responsible fans. Just like when you drink responsible, you got to be a responsible fan, and don't egg that stuff on. Even though sometimes when you're trying to be the peacemaker and stuff like that, bro, it's like a baby shout, a baby crying in a big, large crowd. Nobody's gonna hear you, man. Cause it seemed like people just have a thirst for blood, man. They just want to see blood. They want to see people die and all that stuff there. And then they get on the thing and say rest in peace. Oh, it's so sad. And it's just like what people do here in the funeral. Here at the funeral, they cry for the person and all that stuff when they go to the funeral. But my thing is, did you encourage them not to be that way? Did you told them Pookie or Ray Ray or John or whoever his name is picking up guns and shooting other people ain't a good thing? Did you tell them that? No, you didn't. You was quiet. And now, when the rabbit got the gun, we all crying and sad. You know, this like I said, when Big Jook made that video, did anybody in this clique say, "Man, take the video down"? It's disrespectful. When he did the video with the mural, did anybody say, "Man, that just ain't a good look for us, man. Don't be doing that, man"? Nobody. I guarantee you, nobody said a word. I could pretty much guarantee you nobody told Big Jook anything. And to be honest, man, it's wrong. It's wrong. If somebody is deceased, let them rest in peace. That's why you say rest in peace. See you again in the afterlife, my brother or my sister. Who marks the dead, bro? I don't get it. He can't hear you. He dead. He in a whole nother dimension, in in purgatory somewhere. He can't hear what you saying. Matter of fact, I know in the Bible they say when you die, your memory is gone. Because they will have so many people. If you can remember Earth on Earth, you'll be tormented, man. Thinking about, worrying about your friends and family. This is why your mind start over like a baby. Just like when you come into the world, If you're in heaven and God is sending spirit in your mom body and then it form up into a baby, you come with no memory. Just like when people get older, they have Alzheimer, or they get older, they start remembering stuff because this stuff is reversing. You getting ready to go somewhere that don't have no connection with this earth right here. So I don't think the Most High would let you have a memory of this because you would be tormented for all eternity, wondering about the people that you left on earth. That's why I think your mind start anew. It don't remember anything, and this is why I think the old folks used to say, "Let the dead bury the dead." You know what I'm saying? Because that person in that grave, they ain't in there no more. They can't remember you. That's a shell. And after the lava worms eat it up, it's gonna be nothing but skeleton. That person who is in there is no longer in there. That's why you cherish the people when they're here, and they have a lot of value because it's only one of them. That individual can't never get created again. A young Dolph can't never get created again. Big Jook can't never get created again. Tupac could never get made again. Biggie could never get made again. This is why you cherish them people while they're here. You love them while they're here. You appreciate them while they're here because guess what? They are special. It's only one of them. Try to go find another young Dolph. You will never. Try to go find another Big Joke. You will never. Matter of fact, go try to find another Yo Gotti. You will never. It's only one of them person. That's the only that you might be named after your daddy or your grandpa and all, but it's only one of you. Only one of you that lives. So my whole thing is that this stuff is unfortunate, and the war in Memphis is unfortunate, and all these wars all over is unfortunate, man. The stuff is, it's don't have no value to me, and I really don't get it, and I really don't understand it, and I really just wish it would stop, man. Cause I love the music, man. I love the music. I love the new stuff that they come out with, and music used to be competition, just like sports. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the 49er trying to kill a Kansas City Chiefs. No, it's called sportsmanship. We need something like that in music. You know what I'm saying? Where the people could be, where they could be bow out gracefully. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the basketball coaches make you shake hands after the game. No hard feelings, man. The better person won. But anyway, I just wanted to drop another video on y'all. And y'all get in the comment box, man. Drop the Dolph emojis, man. Drop the big Jook emojis. RIP to those two brothers. I wanted to see what y'all thought about him getting shot 10 times and what y'all thought. Because I was like, man, that was overkill. He was meant to be killed. And somebody even said that he was approached by three people allegedly and had a conversation with one of them. And then once he was going to his car, it happened. I don't know how true that is, but like I said, that was a story I seen on YouTube from a blog. I can't think his name, but shout out to that guy. He usually come with pretty accurate stories. But yeah, thank y'all again for being a part of this channel and being a part of this community. Man, I love you guys. I appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me. Trust me, you never gonna find a guy that's more grateful and more humble and more thankful for this. This is therapy for me. I enjoy talking and spreading the love and spreading the cheer because that's what life is about. I can't live without loving somebody, and me doing this is me loving y'all. I do research. I try to get all my facts right so that I could, when I get on here and go live, I could bring you guys some factual stuff. And I like to put my little twist on it, what I think. I like to put the little moral spin on it so you guys could get a greater understanding of things. But anyway, I appreciate you guys from tuning in. I'll drop another video for you guys. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Man, I love you guys. Thank you so much and peace. I appreciate y'all.